Good evening, everybody. Welcome back from the break. I hope everybody had a good chance to decompress after the first semester. Now we're into semester 2, so we're halfway there, which I took a lot of pride in surviving the first term. So as always, welcome to the general GT PAC meeting. Here's our agenda for tonight. We'll have updates from Dr. Westphal and the task force as ever, subcommittee updates, and then we'll head into our subcommittee meetings. So I'm going to throw it over to Dr. Westphal so she can jump in.
I am hoping that my sound is okay. You did that funky thing at the last meeting and okay, beautiful.
We're good. You're good so far.
So we kind of were talking about our updates for this particular meeting, and the big thing that we were considering was all the different events that we have happening second semester. And first semester, everything needed to be virtual. We could plan for that. And second semester, we were hoping maybe that some of our items would not have to be virtual, although it looks like they will be. So some of the things that are coming up, the monthly GT Family Series is continuing. We weren't sure if we'd be able to go face-to-face for that second semester. So we had said for sure it'd be first semester. That's going to be continuing. There's going to be something coming out the end of this month. I'll have Aisha talk about it in just a second. It's kind of exciting, this one. That'll be coming out the end of the month. We have our GT Showcase. That's going to be the week of April 17th. The specific dates have not been selected yet based on, we're looking to do it virtually. So based on the different ways that that can be handled, that's being discussed in the GT Task Force actually maybe next week. Some of the different ways that that can be done where the children still have the experience that we want them to have without them being cramped on top of each other virtually, meaning how are we going to be handling that? So it will be the week of the 17th. We also have the GT Mentorship Showcase. That will be the following week. And I believe it's the 22nd. Nancy would be very irritated with me, by the way, if I didn't know the date, but we will have that for you for the next meeting. By the way, she did not mention this, but I wanted to share with you, all of our GT mentorship children, as of last week, all have mentors. And this group was instrumental in doing that. Many of you provided us contacts. Many of those contacts have agreed to work with our students. So thank you so much for providing some of that information for our students. They are all placed. And when I spoke with Ms. Bryant this morning, she said all of the children between last week and this week have either reported face-to-face or virtually to their mentorship location. So that's really kind of exciting. So, and Aisha, before we go to task force, did you want to give a little teaser about what's coming up for the family series?
Sure. Good evening, everyone. So the theme for February's the GT Family Series is iRobot. And so the challenge is we're asking students to build a robotic arm that can pick up a styrofoam cup. So this registration will open February 1st and it lasts until February 5th. And more information will be put on the website, the GT website, under the Family Series tab, and it will be updated by the 1st of February as well. And more information, if you want to register, it will be advertised in the GT parent newsletter. Oh, okay.
And then I know you have the task force slide, but I see that Kathy's also here. Kathy, did you want to say anything to everybody?
No, I don't have anything to say since we haven't met.
Our last task force meeting was, if you looked at the timing between the two, we would have had it last week. There really would have been one work week in between the two task force meetings. So the January meeting was canceled. We have the one in February, which is actually 3 weeks from now. So we'll have an update though for you next time.
Thanks, everybody. Okay, committee.
So somebody, I'm sorry, Lori, somebody had a question. The showcase, it said on there was April 17th, which is a Saturday. Is that correct? Is it on a Saturday?
That is not correct. It would be, I'm going to look on my phone. I apologize. Let's look and see. It is,
Because the 17th is actually when the symposium is going on.
it is the week of the
The
19th.
19th.
It's the week of the 19th. I apologize. That was typo. Thank you for whoever questioned that. I was just going with it. And the mentorship showcase, now that I have mine open, the mentorship showcase is the 27th. And we'll be giving more information about those as we get closer, because we do want our mentorship children to interact with you guys, to interact with the community. So there'll be a lot more coming about both of those showcases as we get a little bit closer.
Thank you, Wendy. I can't see all the questions while I'm sharing easily, so jump in if something comes up. Okay, communication subcommittee. So we submitted our proposed standardized communication request to the GT office right before break. It is in progress. I will say the communications subcommittee from the task force is meeting tomorrow, and that is on our agenda for discussion. So I'll have an update on that next month. So communications is kind of on pause right now. We are going to meet tonight because we have a few things to discuss in terms of helping other subcommittees, but really we're waiting on direction from the other subcommittees to assist them. They're working out a few things and expect that they'll have more for the communication subcommittee to kind of take up next month. Go communications. We're just so efficient. We're ahead of the game. Okay, elementary support. Deepshika, do you want to speak to that?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining in today. So with elementary support, we have been working on a couple of thoughts and ideas that we had designed last time in our meetings. So this was about to create more parent awareness. So we still have certain questionnaires and all that we are working on, and also to create a kind of information system wherein we can create more awareness among all the elementary schools at our district level. So that is still in works. We are also working in terms of planning something in something together with our GT symposium, because we had a thought wherein we'll be doing a panel of kids or something wherein the kids can express their own ideas and thoughts about GT Academy, or then working together with, you know, elementary kids with some middle schoolers and vice versa. So a couple of those things are still in works. We are meeting besides our outside our regular monthly meetings. So this month onwards, once everyone is like geared up back from holidays, we'll try to achieve those things faster. So that is the update from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, secondary support. Nadine wasn't able to be with us tonight. But they have been working on the best ways to organize Zoom sessions to allow students to connect and kind of give them another way to communicate with each other. They've also been reviewing the campus GT pages, both to kind of get a solid idea of exactly what's on all the secondary websites, and also to figure out if there's things that they think would be helpful to add to those websites. And kind of related to that, they're thinking about the best way to hold information sessions, both in this year and in coming years, to make sure that secondary families are getting as much GT information as possible to make transitions easier and make sure that each family kind of has a clear expectation of what services their child's going to receive. Symposium, I'm going to throw over to Wendy. They need help. That's our big message tonight. The symposium needs help. We have a plan.
We do have a plan. Okay, so I just want to give everyone, I'm going to take a little bit more time than everyone else to kind of update you on the symposium. So we think we probably have a keynote speaker now. It's going to be finalized tomorrow. And so finger crossed that will work out and we will have a keynote speaker that I'm very excited about. And so, so that's exciting. The main thing though is that one of the biggest part of the symposium, and for those that don't know what the symposium looks like, because we have only done it in Fort Bend ISD one other time. So the whole heart of the symposium is to have it led by parents for the parents. And so we want topics and we want presentations that are dear to our hearts, that have been things that are significant to us, because we know there's other GT parents out there that has similar situations, similar struggles, similar questions, and we just want to be able to provide a platform for people to ask questions, to learn things that can help them in the home as they're trying to work with their GT student in the home. And so the way that we do this is through seminars or like a group discussion. And so how we're going to do it this year, because it is virtual, is we are going to have some sessions that are only 40 minutes long. And we decided that we are going to let the presenter decide what that session will look like. And so you might want to do 25 minutes of a presentation, because perhaps you know a lot about that topic and you just want to teach it to the other parents that come to it. So that would be okay. So you can do like 25 minutes of a presentation, and then have the remaining 5-10 minutes for any questions. The other thing that you can do is maybe give a shorter presentation, kind of introducing the topic, and then lead like a group discussion by asking questions, so that people in that Zoom call can, you know, be teaching each other and learning from each other. And so with that, like your presentation might only be like 10 or 15 minutes long, but then you would have a bunch of questions that would allow you to like help facilitate the discussion. So these seminars or group discussions could be either one of those. And we have decided that we want each subcommittee to commit to doing 5 seminars. And so I want to make sure Dishipka is hearing this, because this is kind of a new development. So when you go into your subcommittees today, you guys will talk about who wants to represent your subcommittee in these seminars, and you can pair up and do something together, or if one person just wants to do it, but we want each subcommittee to present at least, like to submit at least 5 seminars or these group discussions that they can do. And they should be like centered around what your subcommittee. So the elementary subcommittee will be centered around like elementary concerns, and the secondary will be around secondary concerns. And communication can either be communication or in general, and then the symposium can be an in general too. So we will have that. And then here is the form. So this is not the attendance form that I just did. That's the form for the symposium to register. And I just want to take a moment to just kind of walk you through what this form is like. And so Kim, can you stop sharing your screen so that I can share my screen for a moment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Wendy, there were also a few questions in the chat about, I think, about submitting some proposals already, maybe. So,
okay, well, I would love, I'm sorry, I'm having somebody trying, just a second. Of course, they would start knocking the moment that I start presenting. Okay, so let me go through this because it might answer questions as I do this example. And then if there's questions, I would love to answer questions afterwards. So I'm going to share this. And I have, sorry, let me do the preview of this. Okay, so this starts off just giving you all the information about the symposium. The dates will be the 12th through the 17th. And so this gives you information. And if we go to the next, so on this first page, we have a list of examples that you can choose from to do your seminars. So these are just ones that the executive board have submitted as potential topics. You do not need to pick one of these topics, but they are to help you generate ideas. And I have a different one. I'm going to fill this out for myself because I am willing to do a topic. So the next thing that you'll do is either a title for your seminar or a topic. And so my seminar, I am going to say parenting multiple GT students in one home. So for me, that's been a big thing. I have 3 identified GT students in my house, and they are all very, very different. And so it's just been a lot to like learn to how to like meet each one's needs. And so I think that other parents could benefit for them. So I am not going to take the time, but this would be a description. How many times am I willing to facilitate? Because we will be doing some during lunchtime and some in the evening. If you're willing to do more than one, then I think that will just give people the opportunity to pick and choose. But you can choose if you want to do 1 or 2. I'm going to do 2. And then you just have to put what you're available for. If you're available in the lunchtime, then you can mark the lunchtime ones. If you're available just in the evening, just do the evenings. But this is just helpful for us as a symposium subcommittee to know where to place you. And then we have what grade level focus is this? And for mine, it would be all of them. So the next page is about student panel. So part of our symposium is that we're also going to have a student panel. So we need names submitted to be able to represent on the student panel. These students will get questions ahead of time and just have an opportunity for people in the crowd to submit some questions so that we can just hear from students what life is like being a GT student. This has been something that's been helpful in the past and has been very much like a desire and requested. So we're going to do that. I'm not going to submit my child's name, but if you would like to submit their name, you could do one or the other. Like you don't need to be a presenter to present a name. This is just presenting names. If we get 50 names, obviously we can't use all of them. So then we will by lottery pick them. And so you will, if you do submit your child, you will submit what age or grade level they are, and then why they would be interested being on the panel. So I'm going to the next one. The next one is a page of questions and comments. And so the first one says, do you have any clarifications or comments about your answers above? So that's any clarifications about the panel or about your seminars. We just wanted a place where you can give more details if you wanted to. Do you have any topics that you would think would be great for the parent-led discussion? So maybe you want to fill out this form just because you are thinking, I don't think I can do this seminar, but I think this would be a topic that I would really want to have a seminar on. We want to just give you room to be able to fill in those. And so there's an opportunity to fill those in. And again, you can come to this survey and fill out those things without like wanting to be a seminar presenter or be a panelist. You can just come and do that. And then do you have any recommendations for the panel topics? So giving some panel topics or panel questions. So we just want to get insight from the PAC. And then the last thing is just all your information so that we know how to contact you if we have more questions, or if you have your student that you want to be on the panel or you want to do the seminar, here's all your things. So we give all that. I'll fill in my information later, but I just thought that it would be helpful to walk through that so you know what you're getting into if you were to fill out this survey and all that this survey encompasses, because it could be for people who want to do the lead a seminar. It could be for people who want to submit their child for the student panel, or it can be for ideas for the panel or for the seminars. So with that, I think that explains everything that I need to explain. I am willing to spend a few minutes answering any questions people have pertaining to the seminar, the symposium. Does anyone have any questions? I do see your comment, Jonathan, about sending it to the COGS. We can talk about that in our group. Okay, it doesn't look like. So Kristen, you did say that you submitted a proposal. I know that the only 2 people that I had responses for didn't have any, didn't have a title or description. And so so that's why I hadn't gotten back to them, because we've only gotten 2 responses so far. And so I can look further into that and be in contact with you. And so I can email you later about your proposal. What are the timings for the symposium is going to be like a Monday or a Tuesday evening is when we're going to, I don't know, because we're still finalizing the keynote speaker. I'm not quite sure when he is going to present, but it might be on Monday or Tuesday. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have these seminars taking place either during lunchtime or in the evening. We want to provide both so that people can come to it despite their work. We're trying to make it available for everyone, regardless of their work schedule. And then on Saturday, it's going to come to a close. We're probably going to have the panel on Saturday morning and have some raffling off prizes and a few other things on Saturday. So that's kind of the timing of everything. For the seminars, we're just thinking a 40-minute time block because we're wanting people to use their own Zoom. And we know several people might only have the free Zoom account that only is 40 minutes. And we feel like that's a really good time allotment. And so they only need to be like a half an hour to 40 minutes long. So I hope that's answering your question. So does anyone else have any questions? Okay, I'm going to put one more time. There's the link for the seminars. Subcommittee leaders, if you can just discuss today in your seminar or in your subcommittees who is willing to put a proposal in for a seminar. And if our team decides we don't need all 20, then we'll be in contact with you, but it will be helpful for us to have those to be able, because we can't have a symposium without these seminars. Okay, I think that's all. Thanks, Kim.
Thanks, Wendy. All right, let me figure out how to do this again.
Excuse me, but I have a question about the GT project.
Okay.
Okay, and so what do you do after you're done with the GT project? My mother was just wondering that. Do we submit it anywhere?
Which GT project are you working on?
Bridges. I'm actually done.
I don't mean bridges. The TSPS project. Or is it a GT learning plan?
I'm doing the Texas PSP.
Okay, you should get back in touch with your teacher because every school is going to have a different timeline for how they evaluate the project. So you should be working with your teacher to go over when she wants you to turn it in or he wants you to turn it in. So you'll present it to your class, but that probably won't happen in most places for at least another month or 2. So check with your teacher and they should be able to tell you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Our first student involvement. This is like an exciting twist in the night's meeting. I love it. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get back at this. Look at me go, guys. Okay, so I think Wendy covered all of this. Of course, if you have questions, as always, you can email the PAC Gmail address and I will make sure it gets to Wendy if she doesn't see it right away, and we'll get you answers as quickly as possible. So we're ready for subcommittee meetings. As always, you don't need to return if nothing's wrong. If you aren't in a subcommittee, let us know and we'll get you where you need to go. Secondary, Nadine said to go ahead and meet without her, that you guys know what you're talking about. And I think Aisha is going to join you. so she'll be there to help if you guys have questions that come up. Nadine apologizes that she wasn't able to be here. Our next general meeting is February 10th. Same time as always. If you need the executive board in the meantime, that's our Gmail address. It pops right up on my phone. I respond pretty quickly or get you directed to whoever should respond.
And so for all the people who didn't get the attendance, here's the website one more time. If you're not able to fill out that Google form, you can just let your subcommittee leader know and they can take note and we can mark you in the system.
Thanks, everybody.